I'm now in Austin, Texas. My good friend Joe Rogan, he's been highlighting to me this aggressive marketing on mainstream media channels by Pfizer. So let me ask a general marketing question. Do you see this as a conflict of interest? Is it my bias the reporting of news? That a lot of people, me included, look to these mainstream channels of news for kind of authority of like what the heck's going on in the world. And if Pfizer is sponsoring many of these shows, there's a worry. It may be a perception thing, but there's also a natural worry that it would influence what they're talking about because they're afraid of losing the sponsorship. It's subtle, but at scale, it might have a serious impact. Do you worry about this?
I think people could go one way or another because of multiple reasons. From our perspective, I don't think we have aggressive marketing. What we do, we go on TV and we are having ads about our products, and they are highly regulated. I think it is the right of people to know, to learn that if there is a product like that, it's very clearly that we cannot say things that they are off-label, that have not been approved. We need to have, every time we go on TV, as you know, FDA is forcing us to say also all the bad things that can happen for a medicine. Sometimes that takes more time than the good things. And I don't think that we are doing aggressive marketing. Now, people could be influenced and can be biased in the podcasts or in the other type of media activities that they have for multiple different reasons.
Yeah, I know, but it's pressure. It's human nature. I mean, one of it is perception, but I worry about it too. I have a ton of sponsors for this podcast, for example, and none of them ever ask me to anything. They're just, I think likely that kind of pressure is not happening for Pfizer, but there's implied pressure sometimes. And I worry about that a lot because, I look at academia. Like I look for the good in people. I tend to believe most people are good or have the capacity to be good and the desire to be good. When I came to MIT, I was a little bit disappointed, maybe heartbroken. How much pressure, I think unjustified pressure people felt from financial constraints. Especially at MIT when there's, I think, a lot of money. People still felt constraints. And it wasn't bringing out the best in them. They weren't supporting each other. They weren't loving each other, like celebrating each other's successes. I don't want to blame money on everything, money constraints, but when you have sponsors, it just, I personally worry that it doesn't bring the best out of people. And so I feel like I want to put some responsibility on sponsors and great big companies like Pfizer to kind of not get in the way of the best of human nature, whether it's sponsoring podcasts, mainstream media, like, I don't know, athletes, whatever.
Yeah. You need to know that we are so careful with sponsorships. First of all, we have very few, very, very few. We have a team that for every single one, could be $2,000, they will try to see if there is a conflict of interest in the way we do it, and also what is the reputation of the persons or the programs that we are sponsoring. So I don't think our friend, I think, was from Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't.
Joe Rogan. Yes.
Yes. I don't think he got it right that we do those type of things. We don't.
Oh, in terms of like having a negative effect on...
Not even having aggressive sponsorships. We have very few.
Yeah, when you clip them all together.
And most of the sponsorship that we have, it is more on patient-related organizations.
Right.
Rather than, we are very careful not to sponsor other things that can be perceived, not even influenced, but perceived that we may influence. So we are very, very careful on that. This is not the case with us.